Buenas noches a todos. Este evento ofrece interpretación simultánea en español. Por favor, desde su computadora haga clic en el icono de globo terráqueo que dice interpretación y seleccione español. Si solo desea escuchar al intérprete, silencie el audio original. Desde un teléfono inteligente o tableta, toque ligeramente la pantalla para ver el menú de 3 puntos que dice más y luego seleccione interpretación de idiomas. Después elija español y silencie el audio original. Termine la selección con listo o done para comenzar a escuchar al intérprete. Si se une llamando por teléfono o a través de una computadora Chromebook, no podrá escuchar la interpretación. Necesita la app de Zoom instalada. Gracias.
Yeah, I think I can. So the people can see me. Hello, good evening. Everything turned out a little different than expected. There's nobody in the live audience. And the presentation was more geared to a live audience, so I'll try my best to make it engaging for the people on Zoom. And yeah, we'll just see where we are getting to. I'm really happy that you are here and are interested in our learning of German. Like, you'll see some things that your kids are doing in the German classrooms here. And I always tell my husband at home and also parents that I'm working with, having you on board, having you be interested in your children's German learning is so valuable and so important. So again, thank you so much for being here and yeah, getting out some German. And again, it was more geared toward the live audience, so I'm trying my best to make this as engaging as possible. I had a little note-taking guide for you, and we will make everything available on our website. I linked some more documents into the slideshow, and then you can always go back and see where we were going. So welcome. So our goal for tonight is to dive into the fundamentals of German language and culture in a fun and interactive environment. We'll see about that. To cover some German language basics and everyday phrases. And then in the end, to hopefully be equipped to support your child's language learning at home. And again, like just like the interaction with German is so important. And you being here and you just trying to pick up something is gonna be really nice and helpful. I was asking for any specific requests, so if you can put in the chat anything specific that you would like to cover, specific words, I'll try to pick it up from the chat and incorporate that into our presentation. My name is Katrine Goldman. I was born and raised in Baden-Baden, Germany. This year, I'm a 4th and 5th grade German teacher here at Einstein. This is my 15th year at the academies. I was in 1st grade and I was in 3rd grade for a long time. And yeah, this year I have 1 week I teach in 4th grade and then the other week I teach in 5th grade. The favorite part of my job is getting students excited for language learning because yeah, for me, learning English was, you know, my ticket to come to California from Germany. So seeing the kids that get excited for their German is really what gets me going. My favorite part of the school day is the morning meeting when we come together, just like encouraging everybody, hey, see one German word. It makes it easier throughout the day. Playing some games together, doing some activities. That's my favorite part. And then my favorite part of the school year is, I would say, February, March, because this is when the kids really, we're coming back from winter break and we've had like a whole semester of instruction. And now we're really ready for that last push. So yeah, February, March, I would say are my favorite teaching moments. I'm not only a teacher here, I'm also a mother. This is my 6th year here as an AEA parent. This year I have a 5th grader, a 3rd grader, and a kindergartner. So I see the whole continuum, which makes it very interesting. I have 3 kids, different ages, with different skills, different interests. And this is when you are as a learner yourself, but also learn, like observing your child learn. They are all different. So there's not one strategy that works for everybody. There's not one topic that is interesting for everybody. So yeah, just like looking at my kids, they might seem all very well behaved. Well, sometimes they are not. And they go in their own little, live their own little lives in their own little worlds. And they just need all different things. So I hope that tonight there's something for you. Maybe not everything, but I just hope that you will be able to pick out some German here. I'm also a wife to a German learner of 17 years, and he made a commitment in the very beginning to, practice. He's right now on a 1700 day, I think that's the right number. It's really high, Duolingo streak. So he's trying really hard. And again, like for my children to see that my husband is trying and he wants to speak German to them and he asks them for German words, that's really powerful to them to see that. So our agenda for today, we are going about German basics. So if you already know a good amount of German, this might be a little too basic for you. We are looking at the letters and sounds, how the letter sound like compared to English. We want to go over some vocabulary words. And again, if there's anything specific you're really interested in, please let us know via the chat. We're going to go over some everyday phrases, touch a little bit on grammar, nouns and verbs and adjectives. And the reading part we're going to leave out, but I'm going to show you a few learning apps that you can use at home. Throughout our presentation, the plan was to really practice your speaking. So we will do that still. You won't have to practice in front of other people or in a group with other people, but please feel free to speak after me, repeat after me, just to, try to get as much German speaking in tonight as possible. We are having a German as a foreign language class right now. This is not an immersion class. In my classroom, I would speak German to my students. Everything is in German, everything that I'm explaining. Tonight, I'll speak English, explaining everything in English, and then we'll practice the German. So yeah, that looks a little different than in the classroom if I would be teaching my students. So the first part that I wanted to start with is wir sprechen, we speak. And like I said earlier, once you've said one word or one sentence, one phrase, during the day, it's so much easier to say that next and that next one. So I really encourage my students in the classroom too, when we come in, hey, let's use some German right away, then you don't have to be nervous anymore. And it's just easier and more natural to do it. So, ich heiße Frau Goldmann, wie heißt du? If you want to repeat at home, ich heiße, and you say your name, wie heißt du? What is your name? Let's practice it again. Ich heiße, wie heißt du? The letters in German, we have the same alphabet. There is 26 letters, I believe. Same letters as in English. We do have a few extra letters in German. We have the A with the 2 dots. My son the other day said, why does the A have 2 eyes? I like that. So we have the A with the 2 dots, the O with the 2 dots, the U, we also call this umlaut. And then we have this, they say the German B, but it's actually an S sound. So the sharp S, depending on where you grew up in Germany, you call it different ways. So this makes like an S sound. So those are extra additional letters. And then we have some letters that work together. They form a group. So we have the AU, the EI, EU, ST, SP, and then the SCH, which makes the sh sound. Just we have in German the 3 letters, SCH. Then we have the H and the IE. That just stretches a vowel that comes in front of it. So what is nice about German is once you know that letter, what you see is what you get. So you have to know how to pronounce those letter sounds, but after that, you can read. You might not understand because you might not know the vocabulary words, but you can understand or you can sound out what you're reading. So again, we have the same letters and then just these extra ones, and we'll go over the pronunciation in a little bit. Important is this one. It's not a B, it's that S. And then these three here, they really sound similar to the actual vowel. And then when we are reading and we see those like two together, I have my students like circle them beforehand so they just know, oh, this is this sound, this is that sound. I think we're going to go to the next slide. And here, I think our first grade team came up with a chart where we can see that those letter sounds in German and in English are very similar. So all the ones that are circled or that have the yellow border, they sound the exact same way in English and in German. So there's not too many sounds that we have to practice from the German side. So we have the b, the d, g, h, k, m, n, t, and I'm not even sure how to, it depends on where it is in sense. So let's not go too crazy on this one here. So a lot of those sounds are the same. So that's good news, right? I have a little video, I think next, where you can see a German student doing gestures. And if you have a first grader or a kindergartner, you might see how the kids really use their gestures to make those sounds. And it just helps to tell us where we're producing the sound, or it gives us a little hint. Oh, this one here, it's like an owl, Eule, oi. So it just gives us a little hint. The S, like this is the movement that the S makes. I will show you the video, and you can hear how we would pronounce those German sounds. We'll start soon. Hey, she did that very nicely. And let's have us practice those together. So I'll go first, and then you repeat after me. I'm not so good with those motions, so we can not forget about the motions right now. The first one is ah. You say it, ah. Ow. Ow. B. B. D. D. E. E. I. Oi. Oi. G. G. E. Y. Y. K. K. And it might be awkward for you at home to practice, but it's also a little awkward for me. So feel free to do it. So again, It's like further back here. O, O, P, P, Q, Q, and if you say that's okay too. Sh, T, T, U, B, B, Y, Y. Very good. So we said we want to do some talking, and there's going to be some letter recognition or sound recognition and some talking involved in the next one. Again, it might be awkward, but just go for it at home. So we have a sentence, and you can think about what the sentence might mean. Albert mag die Katze. Once again, Albert mag die Katze. So I'm asking you a question next, and you give me the answer. So my question is, mag Albert die Katze? Mag Albert die Katze? Ja, Albert mag die Katze. Next question. Mag Albert die Katze oder den Hund? Albert mag die Katze. Hat Albert die Katze? Hat er die Katze? Nein, Albert mag die Katze. Wer mag die Katze? Wer? Albert mag die Katze. Did you figure it out? Albert likes the cat. Does Albert like the cat? Albert likes the cat. Does Albert like the cat or the dog? Albert likes the cat. And does Albert have a cat? He likes the cat. Albert mag die Katze. So who likes the cat? Oh, Albert likes the cat. Yeah. So this is just a way to like repeat, and then you feel more comfortable in the end when you were like, oh yeah, I get it. Yeah, I like the sentence. I know how the sentence sounds. So we're gonna do another one of those. And again, just bear with me and practice with me. So our sentence, Albert mag lila. Albert mag lila. Mag Albert lila? Ja, Albert mag lila. Mag Albert lila oder gelb? Albert mag lila. Mag Albert rot? Nein, Albert mag lila. Wer mag Albert? No. Wer mag lila? Albert mag lila. Good job. Lila is purple. Gelb is yellow. Rot is red. And who likes purple? Well, Albert mag lila. And when you just look at that sentence, Albert mag lila. The I in German, it's the E sound. So you have to here switch your brain around a little bit. But other than that, Albert mag lila. Very similar to the English. Next up are some ways to practice vocabulary. And I have prepared some vocabulary worksheets. Again, I will post those. I will link those into the presentation, just so you have access to some words. There were some sheets, and a lot of it, yeah, is with picture. That's just like, yeah, what I really like to use. Also with my students, when we have new vocabulary words, we draw it out. And a lot of times with the visual, the kids or the learners will understand or will just like memorize better. So we have, yeah, here one with, the body parts, feelings. We had some colors and animals. We had some school supplies and some food, the days of the week. And what we do when we get a new set of vocabulary words in class, I have my students make their own vocabulary cards, nothing crazy. We'll just use a piece of paper. We'll just fold it. And we fold it again. And we fold it one more time. That gives us 8 cards. We cut them out. And we write the German word on one side, and we flip it and write the English word or a picture if your child is not a writer yet, or if you really like to be more visual, write the English or the Spanish or the French, whatever language you're most comfortable with on the other side, and then we just practice. Another way you can work with little cards in your house, have labels in your house. So if there is an area that you're really interested in, let's say it is colors, have different colors on your cards. And every time you look in the mirror, you see, okay, that's yellow, get it. Or every time you walk in the kitchen and open this cupboard, you see blau, which is blue. And every time you sit on the couch, you have your grün, green. So just like labeling your house with different vocabulary words, every time you pass through, you say the word, and it will stick. The more repetitions, the more practice will be really helpful. So we would have made some vocabulary cards in class, or right now, but yeah, I think that is definitely something that you could use not only for yourself, also for your student at home. There's some other words like using with chalk or like drawing it out, having like a word pyramid, like just like depending on what the area is that you would like to really to practice. That would be where you how you could practice that depending on what you like. Here are some vocabulary words that might be interesting: the numbers and the colors. And let's just go through and again repeat after me, and we'll do it like this. Yeah. So this could be something that you write on your vocabulary card. Okay, eins is 1. 2, 3, 4, 5 is 5, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 is like the sound back here. 9, 10. And you see here, we came across like the I, the EI, eins, 2, 3. Here we have to be careful. 4 has them like reversed. So that makes the E longer. So 4, 7. And then down here in the 10, we have the H that makes that E here longer. So 10. Then we have the U with the 2 I's. 5, 5. And then we have this EU, 9, oi, 9. So let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we keep going. 11, 12. And now we're just starting back from the top. 3, 10, 13, 4, 10, 5, 10, 6, 10, 7, 10, 8, 10, 9, 10 und 20. So now you can count till 20 in German. So you see those German words get longer and longer. A lot of times, depending on what materials you're looking at, we have these syllable markers, and that's going to really help us like move along our fluency. So we focus first on that first color, 3, and then 10. So the colors just help us a little bit. Okay, focus. Okay, I start here and then I go over there. But it just like keeps us going. So you will see a lot of times that materials have those color codings, and that's just gonna make it a little easier, especially for beginning readers. So those were the numbers, colors. Same thing. We can just like look again a little bit on some special sounds. We have the blau. So in German, the au sound is au, blau, hell, blau. That means light blue. And again, German's putting them together. It's not two words, light blue. No, it's one word. So hellblau, hellgrün, hellrot, hellbraun. And then we have the opposite, dunkelbraun, dark brown, dunkelrot, dunkelgrün, dunkelblau. We have grün with the U with the two eyes, schwarz, schwarz, so the sh sound is the SCH, schwarz, weiß, this is where we have it's not the German B, the S sound, weiß. And which one is worth pointing out? Oh, we have orange, yeah, orange. Again, like, not quite sure how to correctly pronounce it in German, orange. Good. Let's see. So here are some daily routine phrases. Again, you can just Google search German phrases and you will see thousands of different charts with, different expressions. Guten Tag is what you say throughout the day. Guten Morgen is what you say in the morning. Guten Abend. What do you say when it gets dark? Hallo. Auf Wiedersehen. Tschüss. It's not cheers. I hear a lot of people and it sounds like cheers. It's not cheers. It's tschüss. Tschüssi. Bis gleich. Bis bald. Bis morgen. Those are all some phrases that you can definitely use in your everyday interactions at your house. A fun activity might be to chart how many sentences did you use as a family. You can set a goal and you can celebrate your family achievements. But yeah, just like bringing in those like German phrases is really nice, and just like shows yeah, this is why we're coming here to school. This is what we're doing. So there are some important ones for Gute Nacht, schlaf gut, good night, sleep well. Hast du gut geschlafen? Did you sleep well? And then on to the question, wie hast du geschlafen? How did you sleep? Wie hast du geschlafen? How did you sleep? Or did you sleep well? Those were two ways to ask in the morning. Another one, we always do that at our family dinner table. It's a little phrase, it's a little saying, and it goes like this. So we all hold our hands and we say, piep, piep, piep. Wir haben uns alle lieb. Jeder isst, was kann, nur nicht seinen Nebenmann. Heute nehmen wir es genau, auch nicht seine Nebenfrau. Piep, piep, piep. Guten Appetit. So you see again, the IE makes like this long E sound, piep. Wir haben uns alle lieb. Jeder isst, was kann, nur nicht. Nicht is an important word. Nicht, not, nicht. Seinen, where we have the EI, seinen. Nebenmann. Heute, heute, today. Heute, the oi. Nehmen wir es genau, auch nicht seine Nebenfrau. Piep, piep, piep. Guten Appetit. You want to know the translation, so peep, 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 I guess. We all like each other. Everybody's eating what he can eat, but not the person next to you, the male person next to you. Today, we're going to be extra specific. We're also not going to eat the female person next to you. So peep, 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 guten Appetit. Enjoy your meal. So that's a big one in Germany. We do say guten Appetit before meal times. So my husband or my dad would always say when he comes here to my husband's like, good appetite. I was like, no, we don't do that here. But in German, it's a thing. You say guten Appetit before before everybody starts eating. So yeah, this would be a nice one to, again, to just like have in your family. Piep, piep, piep. Wir haben uns alle lieb. Jeder isst, was kann, nur nicht seinen Nebenmann. Heute nehmen wir es genau, auch nicht seine Nebenfrau. Piep, piep, piep. Guten Appetit. Going to our next topic were just some grammar basics. We're just going to touch on nomen, nouns, verbs, and adjectives. And I'm big on the color coding. So the nouns, we always color in blue. The verbs, we always color in red. And the adjectives are always in green. Just like, so the kids have like, again, this like connections, like, oh, I see this green word, like, oh yeah, it must be something describing, or the red one's like, oh, this is an action. And the noun, this is the person, place, or thing that does something. Really, really important in German, all the nouns need a capital letter. So the students, or you as a student, if you have to identify, if you see there's a capital letter within a sentence, this is going to be a noun. So it's really, really important that you capitalize the nouns. There are 3 articles that we have: der, die, das. And these are tricky to learn. Again, I had like a little, for the longest time, I didn't realize that there are some rules when to use which article. There are some rules when to use which articles, but nobody's going to be mad at you if you're using the wrong article. So yes, it is something to consider, but I think this is, later on. What I do want to suggest, once you're starting to practice your vocabulary words, always practice with the article, because once you haven't practiced it, it's going to be, really hard to re-practice all those. So it's just easier to practice das Blatt, the paper, or die Tafel, the board, or der Stiefel, the boot. So it's just like, once you have it, it's just easier to start right away with the articles. So der, die, das is for the singular. And then we have die for the plural. So no matter if the noun is masculine or neutral or feminine, it's die for the plural. And then these ones here, ein, eine, and ein, those are the indefinite articles. So a book, ein Buch, or a woman, eine Frau, or a child, ein Kind. So keep those in mind, but most importantly, capitalize all the nouns. And once you practice, really try to practice the noun with the article. Then we have some verbs. And again, once I give you the slideshow, once you have access to the slideshow, there's pictures. Look at those pictures, and you will have a very good idea what the words mean. You see, again, those are here color-coded, just so we have it easier to say. So this one is a pretty long. Spazieren gehen. That means to go for a walk. Spazieren gehen. Spielen. Sprechen. Trinken. Turnen. So you might have noticed we always have this en ending, and this is our basic form of the verb. And so if you have the verb in your Grundform, you will most of the time see the en. What is then what we have to do in German, and that's the conjugation. So not only do we have the 3 articles, we also have the different endings depending on who is doing the action. So it's really important that we know our pronouns, and then that we can combine the pronoun with the correct ending. So ich is I. Say ich. Ich is I. Du is you. Er is he. Er. Sie is she. And es is it. So these are all the singular ones. Ich, du, er, sie, es. I, you, he, she, it. Those are the singular ones. And then we have the plural ones, wir, we, all together, wir, ihr, you guys over there, you guys on Zoom, ihr, und sie, they. So wir, ihr, sie. Growing up, I learned Spanish in school. I would always like memorize. I was like rote learning, and I would have the sound like ich, du, sie, es, wir, ihr, sie. It's not everybody's, but this is just for me. Like I can just like hear it. I have the rhythm, and with that, then I can organize my endings too. So again, my suggestion: memorize them in this order, and then the next step is you memorize the endings: e, stt, ent, en. So this is most of the time. There is some irregularities, but most of the time, this is how it goes. So then once you have your verb, lachen, what could it mean, lachen? Smile, lachen. You have your en ending. And what we're doing, we're taking away the ending, and we're just adding the estt, ent, en. So when I practice that, when I have this, okay, I see it. I'll take away en, and I have my word stem, lach, 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 and then I just add the endings to the end, estt, ent, en. And then the verb lachen is conjugated, ich lache, du lachst, sie, es lacht, wir lachen, ihr lacht, sie lachen. So I laugh, you laugh, he, she, it laughs, we laugh together, ihr over there, you laugh, and sie, they laugh. Yeah. Same one for rennen. Rennen means to run. We're going to take away the ending. We have our ren, 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 and we add estt, ent, en. Ich renne, du rennst, sie, es rennt, wir rennen, ihr rennt, und sie rennen. I run, you run, he, she, it runs, we run, you guys run, they run. And most of the time, this is how it goes. Sehen is a little different, but again, if you mess this up, nobody's gonna be mad at you. You have your ending, you put the endings for the pronouns, estt, ent, en, and then you see here in the second and third person singular, we are changing the vowel a little bit, but that's it. The rest is the same. Ich sehe, I see. Du siehst, you see. He, she, it sees. We see. You guys see. They see. Ich sehe, du siehst. Sie, es sieht. Wir sehen. Ihr seht. Sie sehen. Then sign, this is totally irregular. The next one, haben, also very irregular. Those are important, but a lot of times you'll know those with your phrases that you're speaking. So sein means to be. So ich bin Frau Goldmann. I am Frau Goldman. Ich bin. Du bist zu Hause. You are at home. Du bist. Sie, es ist im Bett. He, she, it is already in bed. Wir sind in San Diego. We are in San Diego. Ihr seid, you guys are, and sie sind, they are in the office. Sie sind im Büro. So yeah, to be is very, irregular, but you will see it in your phrasing more. And so it'll go automatically. It will come in handy later on in our next session when we talk about how to form the past tense. Then it will come in handy. But for right now, just having these sentences, you are nice, du bist nett, we are together, wir sind zusammen. You will get the feel for it, what it means. haben. It's a little irregular. I put it there again because it will be helpful later on when we talk about the past tense. Very similar though, the en endung e, stt, ent, en, very similar. Sometimes it loses the b, but yeah, nothing to again stress out about it. Ich habe, I have. Du hast, you have. He, she, it has. Er, sie, es hat. Wir haben, we have. Ihr habt, you have. Sie haben, they have. Yeah? So again, once you have this rhythm down, it'll be easier. So we're not going to focus on this right now or this, but let's do one more of those. Again, this is the one where I ask you a question and you repeat or you respond because you can understand what I'm asking you and you can respond in a complete German sentence. So my sentence is, Albert kann Fahrrad fahren. Albert kann Fahrrad fahren. I hope you can see it at home because my question is, kann Albert Fahrrad fahren? Yep, Albert kann Fahrrad fahren. Kann Albert Fahrrad fahren oder Skateboard fahren? Albert kann Fahrrad fahren. Kann Albert Roller fahren? Nein, Albert kann Fahrrad fahren. Wer kann Fahrrad fahren? Oh, Albert kann Fahrrad fahren. Yeah, and this is actually in the middle school, and yeah, it's Albert Einstein on his bike with newspaper. Looks very cool. So Albert kann Fahrrad fahren, ja, Fahrrad, Bike, fahren, ride or drive. Und Albert kann, he can, Albert kann. Good. Is there anything on the chat?
I don't see anything right now. There's just a couple of people watching though.
Okay, but there are still people on there. So, okay, cool. So we had the nouns in blue. We had the verbs in red, and we had the adjectives right now. Here the color is all the the masculine ones are blue, the feminine are red, and these are the neutral ones are green. So there's a little change with the colors here. But usually if we describe the man, we put the adjective in front. Endings also change in the adjectives, just like they changed with the verbs. And depending on where your noun stands in the sentence, the ending changes. Depending if it's like masculine or feminine or neutral, it changes in a different way. So this is already a lot. This is a lot. But let's just practice those words or those, phrases. And again, don't worry if there's an R here or only an E. Nobody will hear. If you start speaking very fast, they can't hear. But the adjective here, we describe something, it's in front of our noun. So der nette Mann, the nice man. Der nette Mann. Die nette Frau, the nice woman. Das nette Kind, the nice child. Here we have an old man, ein alter Mann. But see here, eine alte Frau. See, the R is omitted here because this here is the feminine version. So eine alte Frau, an old woman. Ein altes Kind. So in the neutral one, we have even the ES ending. Ein altes Kind. What you do see though is that we have our nouns capitalized. Now, so if you look at this, you'll know immediately, okay, Mann, Frau, Kind. I might not know what they mean, but I know those are the nouns because they have the capital in the middle of the sentence. Then we have the plural, die schlauen Männer, die schlauen Frauen, die schlauen Kinder is all the same. The bright or knowledgeable men, women, or children. If we have the adjective in the sentence, if it's a whole sentence and the adjective is used as an adverb, we say der Mann ist nett, the man is nice, die Frau ist schlau, Die Kinder sind klein. And there nothing changes if it's used as an adverb. So the man runs fast, der Mann rennt schnell, die Frau fährt schnell, she drives fast, or the kids play fast, I don't know, spielen schnell, nothing's changing. So if it's like used as an adverb, nothing changes with the ending, only if it's used as an adjective to describe a noun. Then we have to change the ending. And I almost think this would be really more for like an in-class practice. So I think we're gonna stop with this. Yeah, we're gonna just jump over those because that would be more for if we're all together. We do have a reading list with books. Again, this is geared towards children. This is at our AA library. But there's time, or you can have your child check out for you. It's a great resource where you could find a lot of different books at different levels. So yeah, if you're just like, you know, trying to read to your child, even if it doesn't sound perfect, you can sound it out for them and you can show them like, hey, I'm trying, like, why don't you try as well? And we're trying together. So just like, yeah, trying. I mean, that's all it is. Being a risk taker, that's what it's about. So yeah, the library would be a great resource for getting books. We have our German resource page, where there's also different resources, where you can check out kindergarten. I have a kindergartner right now, like in their Friday emails, they send this great like template or document where you can always click on videos and vocabulary cards and all these things. So yeah, if you are you know, just learning German, you are just in the same boat as a kindergartner. So this is a great resource to, you know, for you, practice your numbers, practice your colors, practice yeah, action verbs. So yeah, that's in your, we find that on the German resource page. If you have a kindergarten in the Friday email, they send all that out again. So just like looking into that is another great way to practice. I really like the Anton app. I like it because it's very student-centered. So I do that with my students. That doesn't mean that grown-ups can't do it. But I told you earlier, my husband is doing Duolingo. If you're at home and you're doing Duolingo in German every day, you do like 5-10 minutes, that's wonderful. I personally don't love it for children. I prefer this for children. But again, since you're grown-ups, the Duolingo might work better for you than this one. But again, it has a lot of information. You can see here, when you look at the slideshow, a video, how you log in for it. But yeah, it's very self-explanatory. So you can download that on your app, as an app on your tablet or iPhone. What's good here, when you download it here in the United States, it's probably giving you the US version. You can always change the language settings. And when you change it into German language settings, it gives you way more options to do German. But even like in the US version, you have like German as a foreign language or German as a second language. So this would be a good place for you to start. And again, they do like the greetings, the numbers, the colors, just like we did here. You hear it, you see it, you practice it. So yeah, it's a very good free app where you can practice again with your child. We did, yeah, Duolingo again. Same, it's free. You just have to watch some apps. But I do have to say, my husband's gotten pretty good on his Duolingo. Oops, where did we go now? Oh yeah, we don't want to. Another good website is the Goethe Institute. They sometimes have like free trial sessions. They have classes for absolute beginners. They just have a lot of resources too that you can look at. So Goethe.de is another resource where you might find something that that fits your needs to practice. And then finding German-speaking parents at Einstein is a great way. And really, you have to be a risk taker. Yeah, like you're probably not gonna sound perfect, but that's okay. Like if people see you're trying, that's really, they'll support you. And so yeah, just trying, yeah, with German-speaking parents. German-speaking kids are really good. My husband is really good when he speaks to yeah, like younger German speakers, and he feels more confident. We do have an intern program where we are having host families host an intern. So that is definitely a great way to bring German into your house. So if you're interested in hosting an intern, you can email me. We are definitely looking for host families for the next school years. We have the ones for the next semester set up, but then we definitely need host families that host an intern for 1 or 2 semesters for the next school year. So that would be a great way to bring German into your house. If you just like Google German in San Diego, there's a ton. I mean, there's things coming up that might be of interest for you: community college, German American Societies, House of Germany, and so on. So if there's nothing else, I don't think we have any comments on the chat. I really hope you got something out of our time together. I was hoping there's going to be some people here and you could have seen, oh, I'm not the only one trying this. But yeah, I do hope we covered some of the fundamentals of the German language. We went over some language basics and everyday phrases. We did interact with German, I would say like a good 50 minutes. And there's like one little thing in the end I wanted to do. And if your child had me as a teacher, they probably like, oh, she's doing it again. So we always say that to start our day. Ich spreche Deutsch. 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 D-E-U-T-S-C-H, Deutsch. I speak German, German, German. D-E-U-T-S-C-H, Deutsch. Okay, zusammen, together. Ich spreche Deutsch. Deutsch, Deutsch. D-E-U-T-S-C-H, Deutsch. Ich spreche Deutsch. Deutsch, Deutsch. D-E-U-T-S-C-H, Deutsch. This is how I teach my students how to spell Deutsch, because that's not an easy one. D-E-U-T-S-C-H, Deutsch. If you have questions or concerns, no concerns. If you have comments or any more questions, yeah, please email me at kgoldman. And yeah, again, thank you. I hope it was worth your time. And we're planning on doing the next session in March. Again, I think it is more beneficial if we're here together in class. Just, yeah, because we see each other, it's, yeah, a little bit more hands-on. So I encourage you, if we send out the information for the next session, to really come to school. But yeah, if you can only come from at home, I still appreciate it, and I'll try to make it a little bit more Zoomy as well for the next time. But yeah, I would love to see people be here in attendance, and then we could practice together. So thank you, Dankeschön.